Consumed to my fellow representative.
The gentleman from Providence, Rhode Island is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Speaker, I'm honored to stand before you today to memorialize the remarkable life and legacy of Elizabeth Buffum Chace, a leader of the abolitionist and suffrage movements in Rhode Island, by naming a post office in her honor in the city of Central Falls. Born in 1806, Elizabeth Buffum Chace was raised by Quaker parents, outspoken about their opposition to slavery, often harboring fugitive slaves in their home seeking refuge in Rhode Island. Elizabeth soon became an activist herself, passing around petitions, organizing groups of abolitionists, and even later opened her own home as a station in the Underground Railroad. Chace spent most of her life in Smithfield, Rhode Island, and was steadfast in her dedication to advancing women's rights, prison reform, and the abolitionist movement. She became known as the conscience of Rhode Island for her passion for creating social change and her leadership in the face of adversity. During her later years, she settled down with her husband in Valley Falls, near the present-day city of Central Falls. She was committed to bettering the lives of others, serving as president of the Rhode Island Women's Suffrage Association, and helped organize a female anti-slavery society in Massachusetts. She also served on the Ladies' Board of Visitors to the penal and correctional institutions of the state, which examined conditions in the state prison. Chace's tireless, lifelong activism embodies the best of Rhode Island's values and remains an inspiration for progress still to come. Elizabeth Buffum Chace continued fighting for women's rights and prison reform in her later years. She eventually passed away on December 12, 1899, and was buried in Providence, Rhode Island. Her legacy was memorialized in 2002 when a bronze bust of Chace was displayed at the Rhode Island State House, the first woman to receive this honor in recognition of her extraordinary accomplishments. The dedication of the Central Falls Post Office will serve to commemorate her impact and advocacy for women, children, and communities of color. Her legacy lives on today through the Elizabeth Buffum Chace Center, founded in 1977 by the Warwick Junior League Women's Club to serve as a shelter offering support and services for women and children suffering from domestic violence. Rhode Island has been forever changed by Elizabeth Buffum Chace and her life's work creating social change. She was a legendary suffragist and abolitionist in the 19th century, and her importance to the state of Rhode Island should be honored by dedicating the Central Falls Post Office in her name. I'm proud to have had the opportunity to honor such an icon as Elizabeth Buffum Chace. I'd like to extend my gratitude for the support from my friend and colleague, Congressman Jim Langevin, and also to thank the mayor of the city of Central Falls, Mayor James Diosa, who generated this idea for his leadership, and I urge my colleagues to support this legislation.
Gentleman from Rhode Island yields back. Gentleman from California.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Congressman.